Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jesse Daley. Welcome back to Daily Weather. My friends, we have a lot to talk about today, specifically Tropical Storm Chantal off the southeastern coast of the U.S. We are currently looking at the infrared satellite imagery, courtesy of tropicaltidbits.com, of the Atlantic Basin and also the eastern Pacific Basin. We can see an area off the southeast U.S. that's definitely intensifying a bit. This is Tropical Storm Chantal. Infrared satellite imagery, if you are not familiar with it, it measures the temperature of the tops of clouds, meaning that the colder the temperature, the higher the cloud tops are in the atmosphere, typically indicative of stronger storms. So you see some of the darker colors here. That is typical of stronger, more convection. So that is what we are looking at in this image. We are going to quickly take a look over now at what the National Hurricane Center believes is going to happen with Tropical Storm Chantal. Here it is. Chantal is currently off the coast of South Carolina, and Chantal is expected to move inland around Sunday morning and before dissipating up, around Sunday and Monday. This is going to bring a lot of rain and some gusty winds to this area, and there is a tropical storm warning that has been issued for portions of South Carolina and portions of coastal North Carolina, and also a tropical storm watch for portions of South Carolina. Let's take a quick look at the key messages here. Tropical storm conditions are expected in the warning area beginning this evening, which is Saturday evening, and continuing through Sunday morning. Heavy rainfall will across the coastal Carolinas will cause some flash flooding. Isolated to scattered flash flooding could occur in other areas in the Carolinas. Chantal is expected to bring life-threatening surf and rip currents to the coastline along the northeastern Florida to the mid-Atlantic states. So please be very careful if you are in this area. I want to quickly show you a closer image of the infrared satellite of Chantal. As we can see, the darker images here, as I mentioned, are a cold cloud top. So there is definitely some deeper convection occurring, some strengthening here. The National Hurricane Center does believe that it will be a tropical storm by the time that it reaches the coast. Could it become a hurricane? Of course, anything is possible, but there is some dry air in the vicinity, which can inhibit the strengthening of the system. But there is also a weakening of wind shear and very warm ocean water temperatures. So it is certainly not out of the question for Chantal to intensify into a hurricane. You should prepare for one category higher than what the forecast calls for. It's just always good practice to keep that in mind. That is actually what one of the incredible individuals at AccuWeather says as well. So make sure that you are watching this very closely. Otherwise, across the Atlantic Basin, fortunately, aside from Chantal, there is really not a lot happening. There's a few tropical waves across the Atlantic Basin, a couple that are moving across the Atlantic, and there's a tropical wave that's moved off the coast of Western Africa. But at this time, nothing is expected to intensify. At least not in the immediate future. Eastern Pacific, there's a couple of areas that are being washed. This has been so busy, this area of the world. If we do this area here in the red shaded area, in the next few days, we could see a tropical depression, possibly Tropical Storm Gil, which would be the next named storm in the Eastern Pacific hurricane season, the 7th named storm of the season over there. And then after that, we have another potential system later in the late next week. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Finally, I do want to show you the most recent Global Tropics Hazards Outlook, which was issued on July 1st, indicates that later on in July, aside from some development potential over in the Eastern Pacific, things look like they'll be pretty quiet. But again, things can change so quickly. So please make sure that you are following the National Hurricane Center and you're staying up to date. And please hit that subscribe button here on Daily Weather. I will be in the Caribbean, in the U.S. Virgin Islands region throughout hurricane season. So I'll definitely keep you posted. Thanks for watching. watching, my friends, and as always, I will keep an eye on the tropical skies come rain or shine.